Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada.
प्रणाम संकीर्तन की श्री बात की ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जना सदाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपदामह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्वितं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो शिवतापद्वन्द्वं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साधुजातां साधना रघुनाथां तं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सगना ललिता श्री शाखां स नमो सुपदाय कृष्णपुष्पामितले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नाम्नि नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी चारणे शिशुमानि पासादिस्थानि वाञ्छाकल्पद्रुमसादपासिते पतितना पावने विरश्मि जले नमः नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णदेवदाय कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्नि वासुदेवाय कृष्णधर्म सिंधु जन्मनि Kanchan Gaurani Srade Vrindavan Sari Islam Stili Mukram Channemasan Paramatma Nirbhan Pada Sabdabhan Dhanata Kari Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Radha Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakti Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama. So I think we are supposed to start on 17.17. So we are done till 16. श्रद्धया परया तप्तं तपस्तत्त्रिविधं नरे afalakancha yukte satvakam parichakshate. Please read the translation. Rasika Krishna Prabhu, maybe you can only read. Am I audible to all the devotees?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. This threefold austerity performed with transcendental faith by men not expecting material benefits but engaged only for the sake of the Supreme is called austerity in goodness.
Yes, Prabhu.
So these three austerities of the body, mind, and speech, when they are done for the pleasure of the Supreme, then they are called austerities in mode of goodness. That means it is at least on the according to scriptures. Now, Lord will talk about the austerities in mode of passion and ignorance. Satkaramana pujartham tapodambena chavayat kriyate tat iha proktam rajasam chalamadruvam. Please read.
Parents performed out of pride
Penance
and for
performed
the sake
out
of
of pride.
Parents performed out of pride and for the sake of gaining respect, honor, and worship is said to be in the mode of passion. It is neither stable nor permanent.
Yeah. So, austerity in passion is performed with ostentation for the purpose of verbal respect. What will people say about him? They will say that he's a great man. So they want some recognition. I will find that especially sometimes devotees who are new to Krishna consciousness, they want to do something special. So that they become source of attraction. So all the devotees, if they are getting about 3:30, they will get about 2:30. You have to do something special. And if nobody comes to know that you are getting about 2:30, then it becomes a great austerity. So many times the purpose is to get a recognition. So that when he approaches, people stand up in respect, or mentally they respect that person. Or they sometimes people perform austerity so that they can get something in return, like gifts, etc. So we would find that this can't be called even austerity also, but long back, I think I was in class 11 or class 12 at that time. A lady became very popular that now Deviji has come, Durga Devi has come. And she is going to leave her body in 9 days. So it becomes such a big festival. And this Deviji would keep on sitting and giving Asirvad. Darshan would be only closed for 3-4 hours. And later on the 9th day, he was supposed to leave the body. So much more people gathered, lakhs of people gathered there. And then this Deviji, she gave up the idea of giving a body. Then I will not give a body. And later on, police people found that it was a group of people who had kept this lady. So only for 3 hours she would eat and sleep. All other times she would keep on sitting. Now for our devotees to sit for 2 hours becomes so difficult during japa time. And imagine sitting for almost 21 hours. But then the purpose was just to make money. So they made crores of rupees in these 9 days. And they were trying to run away, they were caught by police. But the point is, people can perform any amount of austerities for getting money. But then their results are chalam. Chalam is the results are very temporary. means they are material, so they're temporary. So results would be material. Then adhvam is uncertain. Like this lady, she was thinking she will earn a lot of money, but she ended up in jail instead of enjoying the money. So it's not permanent, it's flickering. So it's not certain whether one will get, and even if one gets, it is temporary benefit. Now, austerity in mode of ignorance.
Adding to it, all the demons like Hiranyakashipu, Ravana, they all did these penances just for the benefit of getting some gifts. That's one thing.
Yeah. Now, demons are extreme, but even in this world also we'll see. For gaining temporary things, people do so much austerities. Like we were talking about this visa Balaji in Hyderabad. So just to get visa to America, people do so much austerity. Circumambulating and keeping that khata and no writing it down. Similarly, in Chennai, they have visa by Hanuman. So they do so many austerities. Many people do so many vratas for demigods so that they can get some material benefit. But the main attraction is for the benefit. Main attraction is not for out of duty. So then it is a mode of trust. Now, mode of ignorance. Moode grahenatmano yat pidaya kriyate tapaha paryaso sadhanartham va tattam samudaritam. Please read.
Yes, bro. Parents performed out of foolishness with self-torture or to destroy or injure others is said to be in the mode of ignorance.
Here the example of Hiranyakashipu comes. That's in mode of ignorance. Mood grahesu. It is done out of foolishness. Foolishness means basically done out of ignorance. So sometimes people have strange desires. Like this Kumbhakarna.
Bhasmasura also like it.
Huh?
Bhasmasura Prabhu. He was doing penance for Shiva, Lord Shiva.
Now that is called Parayasot Sadhanarthanam. That means with the intention to harm others. So he wanted to harm others by putting them into asses. So Bhasmasura wanted to harm even Lord Shiva. But then some people want to do out of foolishness. Foolishness means some foolish ideas. Like this Kumbhakarna. He had a great desire to eat. So he wanted to ask a boon that no, let me be awake for 6 months and sleep for 1 day. So that he can eat for all the 6 months. And he had such a huge size. Brahmaji was thinking he'll eat away whole creation. So then he requested his wife Saraswati, that sit on that tongue. So he asked opposite thing. That let me sleep for six months and no remain awake for 1 day. And Ravana was like so furiated. No, what a boon is this? Before he could say anything else, Brahmaji says Tathastu and disappears. So the point is some foolish desires are there. And what is of harming others? Like Prabhuji was giving example of Bhasmasura. So of course his real goal was to enjoy Parvati. And that is why he asked such a boon from Shiva. So that comes in mode of passion. But he also wanted to harm others. He wanted to harm the world. So then these penances are in mode of ignorance. Like many times of these Aghori Babas are also there. So many of the Aghoris who are in like they have magic or this black art they know for harming others. So that is just to harm others, nothing for oneself. So then that is in mode of ignorance. Okay. Now charity in mode of 3 modes. Krishna Prabhu.
Oh, sorry, bro.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, here in translation, it is said it's self-torture. So, like, how can we, understand self-torture? And what is the difference between self-torture and austerity? Austerity also, like, voluntarily undergoing or accepting some
Convenience.
inconveniences in our for higher purposes. So then, how can we understand the difference between self-torture and austerity?
You only give the answer, na? Austerity means for a higher purpose.
There also we are going self-torture, like knowingly we are taking some torture.
Yeah, but for a higher purpose. It's not called torture when it is for a higher purpose.
Higher purpose.
Then, for example, is it a austerity for someone to work in a company 8 hours a day? If company is paying him now 1 crore a month.
No, bro, it's not a austerity.
You're getting so much money, then okay, no problem. 8 hours a day is not so difficult. So the point is, anybody is going to work and accept some inconvenience. But the point is, it becomes a torture when you don't want it. You don't want it. You cannot absorb your mind in a higher purpose. And then it becomes a torture. So what happens is, especially for people who are in a mode of ignorance, anyway, body is undergoing suffering. But they also undergo mental suffering. They undergo mental suffering because they have so much envy that they want to harm others. So there's suffering both for body as well as mind. And anyway, especially there's higher purpose. Okay.
Thank you, bro. Hare Krishna.
Of course, when we say austerity, we have to understand for who defines austerity. So austerity means it is supposed to be according to scriptures. Then it's called austerity. Not like, like I give example of earning 1 crore and working in a software company for 8 hours. No, that's not called austerity. It's nowhere mentioned in scriptures. Austerity means according to scriptures. Okay. Paramanand Veskumar had a question or somehow it opened?
No, it's the comment, Prabhu. Actually, even Ravana also wanted to have Parvati. For that, he wanted to lift the mountain Kailasam, Prabhu.
Mm-hmm.
What is the austerity he did, Prabhu? Just he wanted to lift the Kailasa. I didn't understand why he was going to lift the Kailasa.
No, that's not called austerity. That's called basically that's basically violent attack. We won't call it austerity. He just wanted to show his power and this and that and impress and get Parvati somehow. So that's not called austerity. When it's called, when somebody is doing something for pleasure of higher authorities. So his chanting of maybe prayers to Lord Shiva, that you can call it an austerity. After his hands were like caught up between the mountain.
Okay. To relieve from that pain.
So for releasing himself, he offered prayers. Offering of prayers can be called an austerity. But lifting him is not called austerity.
Okay. Thank you.
So austerity has to be according to the something scripture. Many times people come to and do strange thing in temple. They would come in front of deities, sit up and down. Who told you to sit in up and down? Krishna has never spoken in Bhagavad Gita, you sit up and down and you will please me. Then that's not called austerity. That's something imaginary.
Yes, please.
Now 2022, Krishna is going to talk about charity in 3 modes, Sattva-guna, Rajaguna, Tamaguna. Datavyamite yad danam diyate anupkarane desa kale cha patre cha tad danam satvikam smritam. Please read.
The charity given out of duty without expectation of return at the proper time and place, and to a worthy person is considered to be in the mode of goodness.
Yeah. So Tattam iti, this person thinks it's my duty to give a gift. Yeah. And there's no desire for personal gain. It's not that no one wants some benefit out of it. No, nothing like that. And that is given in the scriptures also. It is given to worthy person. Miss Prabhupada gives like Brahmana or a Vaishnava according to time, place, circumstances. Time is like, for example, now winter season is going to approach during Kartik months. So then what charity should be given?
Okay, Prabhu, can you repeat the question?
Deepdan, Prabhu. Deepdan.
Huh? Like
Deepdan.
Deepdan. Okay, okay, Deepdan is there, Kartik month. But you want to give charity to a person during, because winter is approaching.
Sweater, Prabhu. Or
Sweater
something.
or wool?
Woolen clothes.
Better chappal.
Chappals you can give because he has to walk on a cold floor. Yes. So these are the things which can be given. Now let us say summer is approaching. What type of charity one should give?
Umbrella.
Yes, umbrella one can give. One can give a fan, hand fan. One can give muskmelon. I remember still, no, we would give in childhood.
Chamar.
Chamar, okay, that's for deities. But
No, no.
hand fan is good.
Yeah,
Huh?
handmade chamar.
Yeah, that hand fan. Chamar is generally for deities and royal people. For deities, you can offer chamar and a peacock feather. So like that, according to time, what time, what charity should be given. Like summer season approaching, and you give no blanket in charity. Personally think already I'm dying out of summer, you know. How will this help? So this kale. This means place. For example, if you give charity in front of liquor house, some man is there sitting, beggar is sitting in front of liquor house or a liquor shop, and we give charity. What are the chances? What will he do out of that money?
To have liquor, obviously.
Yeah, so he'll go out and take liquor. But let us say he's sitting out of outside temple and singing bhajans. So if you give him charity, what will he do out of the charity? Most probably.
Probability to give to the kirtans who are doing.
Of course, he may do it for survival. At least he will do it for survival so that he can sing more bhajan. So then that charity is considered like a good charity. So anybody can misuse, but the point is Des, Kal and Patra, all three things should be given. Somebody already drunkard, you give him charity, 100% sure what will he do out of that money? No doubt about it.
So, question, Prabhuji. In that case, for example, we can see more beggars approaching for some kind of money, tea, coffee, food, and all. So we know that as per Sastra, if you give, there is a probability they can use for misuse. I mean, even beggar also they make misuse. That sin also we can we can occur. We can accumulate that. So in that case, if we give a meal for them, or generally I used to practice. I'll not give money, but if you want, I'll give some 60 rupees meal also. I'll give. I'll pay. I have done that, Prabhuji. So, what is the best practice we can follow, if at all a beggars approach us?
Such beggars approach best is to give them prasad.
Okay, but unfortunately, if prasad is not around with us and not carrying with us, then we can give meal which is available in the hotel. At least they give.
always carry some prasad. If there's no prasad, then purchase some fruit and offer to the Lord and give him.
Okay. Would you mean prasad always carry means a dry prasad to carry, Prabhuji?
Something which can last long. Grasthas generally have that culture of carrying prasad with them.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Okay.
Because grasthas have to be charitable. That otherwise, no, we become attacked by greed.
Okay, Prabhuji, just a question.
It may
Just
be
a
very
five. Sorry, please go on. Please go on.
Yeah. It may not be like very costly depending on one's what do we say, financial status. Some prasad can be kept. Somebody who's rich can always afford a lot of prasad or very costly prasad. But somebody is not like very rich. You can always keep some prasad, which is not like doesn't require much money.
Yeah, thanks for the clarification, Prabhuji. But if we
There was something like biscuits or something we can carry, like we can offer to Lord and give.
Yeah. Biscuits means ideally we should have biscuits which are like you can say Govinda's biscuit or something like that.
Okay.
Otherwise, we can cook in the home and offer. That is best.
so
It is
sorry.
really also.
So Prabhuji, just continue the same point actually. So if we ask them to go to the hospital, I mean, the hotel nearby, and just I have paid, for example, some 65 rupees meal. So still we will incur sin there, since it is not offered there. Prabhuji?
See, one thing is we will incur sin, but then at least we will not have a hard-heartedness. But it is always better to give prasad because that is for the spiritual elevation of that person. And main thing is after he
Lost your voice, Prabhuji. Maybe internet issues.
Is there power cut, I guess?
What's number, Prabhu?
So 17.20.
Prabhuji, what's
17.20.
internet problem was there. So
Prabhuji? So just like to clarify my understanding, Prabhuji. Is it? Can I? Yeah. See, we should not give money to beggars or anyone. That's understanding I had. And even if we give any food which is available nearby, that is unoffered also, it's not a good practice. I understand. So for that, you suggested to carry some grain. I mean, or is it some kind of dry prasadam. So to give, that is understanding I got, Prabhuji. So correct me if I'm wrong.
okay. So I would say 3 standards.
Okay, Prabhuji.
So highest standard is you give them prasad, make them chant Hare Krishna. That's all. That's the highest. If you can't do, second would be, and first again, it's like you can always take something from here and there, like fruits, etc. Offer and give to that beggar. Let us say if you don't have prasad, because you have money, and you're in train. Generally, we get some fruits here and there. But let us say nothing is there. Then second would be give some sort of charity. Because certainly we may get karma, but being non-charitable is considered it makes the heart very hard. Third thing would be not to give anything and no ridicule him and send him away. So that would be the third thing to do. Second thing would be you give him some sort of charity, maybe some food or something, and chant and make him chant Hare Krishna, and that's all.
Uh, Prabhu, I listened that in the second case, for example, if you give something which is not prasadam or something like that, people say no, sarvam Krishna arpanamastu. So is that advisable? Because whatever karma you get, you are offering it to Krishna. Is that advisable, Prabhu?
See, main thing is certainly we will get sin. It's not that we will not get sin if we give anything which is non-prasad. We will get sin. There's no doubt about it. But point is that it's better to get sin and be charitable than to become totally hard-hearted and say no all the times. That attitude of being selfish is very bad. Then later on it reflects even in Krishna consciousness. So that's why it's always better to always keep prasad. And you may say it is like a punishment for yourself to remind you, next time always keep prasad whenever you go.
Prabhuji, you mentioned some selfless attitude. So I couldn't get the point actually. Can you explain a bit more on that?
See, many times what happens, our devotees become too selfish. Selfish means you're just concerned about your own spiritual life. You don't worry about other persons. So then to have that kind heart, we have to express it through actions also. So that's why it's always better. It's like whenever we're charitable, disposable, then we don't become very self-centered, selfish, and greedy. So it's always better that when somebody comes, give him prasad. Give him prasad. If you don't have a prasad, give him something. So that we remain charitably disposable, we remain selfless. So that nature of being very selfless, very selfish is extremely bad. Like you find that's why those who can connect everything with Krishna, for them everything is like a devotion service. May not be at that level, but at least you come to the platform of selflessness. Like one example comes of Rantidev. Rantidev practically, he gives food and water and it looks like a social welfare work only. But because Rantidev was able to see that this person is also part and parcel of Krishna, and it's my duty as a king to serve Krishna's people. So then that was considered pure devotion service. It is glorified in Srimad Bhagavatam. So we are not that Mahabhagavat. Because we know that Mahabhagavat, certainly we will get sin. But point is that attitude of being selfish is worse than committing sin.
Okay. Yeah, generally, I mean, even who are the delivery boys, for example, gas cylinder and Gurostha life, they'll ask for extra bucks, some 40 or 50. So I just started some kind of practice. Like I'll not give money. I don't know. This will go for you will share all your super offices and everything. So I'll give a Bhagavad Gita to you, but don't pay anything for me. Next 3-4 cylinder delivery, I'll adjust this amount. So I explained in this way. He accepted. He has taken. So is that fine, Prabhuji?
They're not fine. They're very good.
Okay.
Charity of Krishna consciousness and charity of prasad. It is the highest charity.
Okay.
If you can do that, that's best.
Yeah, even all like a vegetable seller and cutting shop and I mean like barber and even a bike mechanic and even gas delivery for all I give I just every Sunday I bring the prasad from the center and I divide it and pack it and give it to all the whoever I contact on a daily basis for. I mean, yes.
Yeah, that's good. Very good.
Thank you.
Yes, Susukardan.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Am I audible to?
Yes, audible. Yes.
Yeah, Prabhu. Actually, like, I just wanted to ask one question. While preaching, there are different levels, no, Prabhu. Like, beginner stage and all, especially for Matajis and, like Prabhujis, they have little challenges. They are forced to cook at home in the beginning stage and all, even though they are convinced. But they are not able to come to the level of, prashadam where the entire family is convinced. So in such case, they are convinced, but they are forced to cook actually. And we do go to their houses and all, this thing. And also they are sometimes they offer actually. So how do we consider, Prabhu, what is the best practice for them? Is that okay? They can offer it and
Okay, see, best thing what they can do is, you're talking about cooking meat also.
yeah, Prabhu. But their husband and kids are not much favorable because they are not at all interested. But she is very much not at all comfortable in cooking actually. But because she has been controlled with family and kids, she has no other option, because the intention that, gradually at least she is being little favorable. If it is controlled, then she'll be completely stopped coming to temple also. Because of situation, she has to cook now. There is no other option. So in such case, certain times she cook, and when devotees comes, she is feeling very, bad that, out of too much of enthusiasm. You people have come to our house, something you please, we're put in such kind of a situation, this thing, how to manage. And at the same time, they can also cook and give prasadam for this one.
So best thing for her is that she can keep some separate vessel for herself.
Yeah.
She can tell this is not the offering vessel for the Lord. And she can cook in that separately, and she can offer and accept. And that she can cook for devotees.
Yeah, devotees can take honor from her also.
But main thing is devotees have to be careful that vessels have to be separate. Second is the knife or other things
Yeah.
also has to be separate.
So if these things are taken care, so basically we say that, two aspects actually, when we go little higher more, conscious free and, prasadam also, I just heard very long back actually. So even then also we're not devotees, we're not supposed to take from them also. Is that so, bro?
Actually, main thing is that there are different levels of again prasadam. So that's why best thing in that cases, such cases would be where houses where meat etc. is cooked. That Mataji, who is a devotee, she can have a separate pillar and knife. Separate pillar and knife. She can cut the fruits nicely, offer to the Lord and serve. Fruits are generally not considered contaminating. Fruits and milk, etc. Provided the vessels are separate.
Okay.
Cooking, certainly cooking, whenever we cook, consciousness goes inside. So that's true.
Okay.
She can always cook this. She can make something which is like I would say, items which don't need fire to be cooked. For example, you take fruits, put curd, and make something. Food salad or something like that. She can cook and give to devotees. That doesn't need cooking.
Your signal somewhat it's
That she can
breaking in
offer
between. Your voice is breaking in between, Prabhu. So I'm not sure about others.
Yeah. What has happened? And I'm using another network. That works.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Your voice is still breaking, Prabhu.
Now it's okay or it's still breaking? Hari Bol.
It's still now.
No. See, for everybody it's breaking, then it's breaking. If you it is breaking, then it's your internet problem.
Now it is okay, Prabhu.
Now it's okay, na?
Now it is okay.
Yes, that's a question. We had a question.
Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Prabhu, in translation, Prabhupada has given proper time and place. And in purport, the Prabhupada is explaining that the lunar or solar eclipses. So on the eclipses, so is there any particular reason why the charity has to be done in lunar eclipse? Or if you want to, if any grihastha want to give charity to the temple construction or like they has to follow the lunar eclipses and end of the month kind of thing and how Prabhu?
Actually, as far as charity to Vaishnavas and temples are given, there are no hard and fast rules for that. But when it comes to uh, other charity, Vedic charity, like some Brahmanas are there, some beggars are there, we are giving them charity. So then that charity has to be given according to time plus circumstances. So times like lunar and solar eclipses are considered the best times for charity. Then I told season, changing of seasons. So when seasonal changes are there, that time also they are the best time to give charity. Like before the winter arrives, person has some woolen clothes, etc., then he can survive during the winter season. Similarly, something which can help a person to survive in the summer season, you give him before summer arrives. That's better for him. So this is a Vedic charity basically, which Prabhupada has written.
So why the times are selected only lunar and solar eclipse? So is there any particular reason or?
Lunar solar eclipses are the time of where people's minds are forced to go in ignorance. If that time, if you do some good deed, according to the Vedic calculations, one gets thousands of times benefit. Is one thing. Second thing is, at least because of that activity, one will come to mode of goodness. One will not be subjugated by mode of passion and ignorance, which is prevailing because of lunar and solar eclipses. Okay.
Yes, thank you, bro. Hare Krishna.
यत्तु प्रत्युपकारार्थं फलम् उद्देश्य वा पुनः दीयते च परिक्लिष्टं तद् दानं राजसंस्मृतम्. Please read.
But charity performed with the expectation of some return or with the desire of fruitive results or in a grudging mood is said to be charity in the mode of passion.
So pariklishtam, reluctance. That means one repents after giving charity. Oh, why did I give charity? Why do you give so much money? That means that desire to give charity is not there, still one is giving. So somebody has given an order. Guru has spoken, oh, you should give charity here. So what to do? I don't want to give, still I have to give. What to do? Or because of public pressure, I have to give charity. And sometimes you don't have option only. Like some people come there like gundas and they come and say, no, you have to give a charity for Durga Puja or Ganesh Chaturthi. You don't want to give and still you have to give because gundas are there, they'll kill me. So anyway, that time we have no option only. We don't think Bhagavad Gita sloka that time. We somehow give charity. But maintain public pressure. So all the houses in that lane are given, you have to give. So then that charity is called in mode of passion. So unwillingly. And sometimes people use inauspicious items also in charity. Like I remember once I went for to company training, I think Reliance Oil and Gas. So then one very big senior officer, he was giving charity of IPL matches. IPL match tickets he was giving, distributing to everyone. Because he was earning like anything, he was earning in crores a month. So then so much money is there, what to do, old man. So then he wanted to give charity, so he gave charity of IPL match tickets. So then that charity is called in mode of passion. Or somebody gives out of return also. Return means if we give charity, I'll get so much of punya, and by that punya I will enjoy later on. Or people sometimes want to get rid of some diseases and they give charity. That's basically karma kanda. Now, charity mode of ignorance.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Huh.
Prabhuji, what will be the return of them, Prabhu? Like who is not willing to give, but still they're forced to give. So what kind of benefit they get? Will they get it or not, Prabhu?
Now, if I talk into scripture, they will get it. But point is, it's called in mode of passion because one will get temporary results, one will not get permanent results. So one will be more stooped into mode of passion. That is the reason. Provided it is according to scriptures. If it is not according to scripture, one will not get anything. So how much return one will get depends on also time, place, circumstances, and a person whom you are giving charity. If you give to temple, it is like transcendental, you will get spiritual benefit. If one gives to a Brahmana, one may get like 100 times more. If one gives to an ordinary poor person, one will get charity exactly to amount which one is getting. If one gives to a drunkard, then you'll get sin. So it depends on this kalpatra also.
Yep. Because from many times when we go for Janmashtami, some collections like that, many are forced to give, and many may not willing to give, and few devotees like we should give so that your karma will go off. And few devotees will say, based on that they're forced to give. So that's why I asked.
Okay. In that case, person may get suddenly some benefit. The point is, we are forcing and creating peer pressure for that person. Many times what happens is that person becomes unfavorable. So rather than encouraging him to pick up Krishna consciousness, actually we are discouraging him to pick up Krishna consciousness. Next time he may say devotees and run away also. When he starts committing Vaishnava Prad, then he will degrade further. Let us say next time he comes and he starts blaspheming, too much, I have been giving charity for such a long time. You fellows, all the time you keep on coming and asking. So then that's not like a very good thing. Best thing is to educate a person and make him favorable and then let him do charity. There is charity which generally, if grastas who are getting education from temple, cultural support from temple, they give charity, that is first class charity. That's the best way to celebrate Janmashtami. If they give charity. Okay.
Thank you so much, bro. And also, bro, I heard that even when such kind of like money is got, I think Prabhupada, I'm not sure, they might be not be directly used in the DT service. That will be used for some other purpose.
You can't toss a person and cat and I'll use for some other purpose. I'll not use for DT. What is this? Main thing is when we are giving a charity, we are asking a charity, we are giving an opportunity to a person to connect to Krishna. And that should be given willingly. Not force. Not that tomorrow people like Ramanujacharya can sometimes transcend the moral codes and do things like you go and steal from people and give charity. So very exalted acharyas can do that, but we should not do that. Best thing is educate a person, make him favorable toward Krishna consciousness and let them get good charity. Uday Kiranpur.
Hare Krishna, can you able to hear me?
Yes, I'm able to hear this.
Yeah. Yes. So if somebody wants to give charity, then after that they will ignore. So if they not give, so what the benefit they will get? I mean, if they promised, then after that some other results tells. So how can you understand?
Okay, somebody promises and doesn't give charity, like that.
Yes, yes.
Now that is considered sinful actually. If somebody is promising charity means he has to give charity. Somebody is promising that I'll give charity and doesn't give, then that's considered very sinful. Okay.
In the devotee cases,
Devotee case also, not that no, Prabhu, I'll give 1 lakh rupee charity to temple and then later on you say no, I won't give. You may delay it. One may delay it because suddenly certain calamity comes in home and you can't give. That Krishna understands. But not that no, you don't give only. So one should have some value to the word. That's called a part of integrity. What to say of spirituality? Before being spiritual, you have to be moral. Some sort of integrity has to be there. Okay.
then,
Now we are not able to hear Prabhu. Udayakaran Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, somehow your this is not internet is not good. We are not able to hear.
Now came
Kiran Prabhu, you type the message, Prabhu. You chat in your question. You chat your question.
Hare Krishna.
You can
Hare
write in
Krishna.
chat. You can write in chat box, Prabhuji. Chat box you can write and send.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Prabhu.
And now it's audible. You can try last time.
Yeah.
Again it is breaking.
Yeah, in general case, Prabhu, breaking. Okay, then. So
You write in chat box. Okay, Susukarjan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Prabhu, like we just understood like how, especially in terms of we are in fundraising or something as such. So basically, outside, well, not many people are aware of this knowledge and all. So, like being a devotee, at least we should have a best practice that like we saw in 3 modes of charity also. So at least we should be convinced, and to the level of some degree, they should come to the level of some goodness, and then subconsciously we should collect. That does it mean like that, Prabhu?
Simple thing is educate them and let them give it willingly.
Okay.
Like for example, I've seen many times our devotee directly go and ask charity. But when we talk with people, converse with them, convince them that they are giving charity for a good purpose, then they give charity. Like I'll give one just example from my own life. We were doing enough fund collection. I was doing fund collection for a marathon, Bhagavad Gita marathon. And the person whom I met was a Jain. So, and he was not just Jain, he is a person who has built a lot of Jain temples also. So then you are telling in our religion, if you give books for books and people don't read, it is considered an offense. So then it's like, I had to now convince him to give charity. So what I just told him, I told him about incidents. So I told him that now one of our Swamis was going in plane and Menaka Gandhi met him. So she asked him that, what are you doing for environment? So this ISKCON sannyasi said that you are trying to clean the environment outside. I'm trying to clean the environment inside. Environment inside is clean, then environment outside will automatically be clean. That is something which like punched him. And then immediately, he gave a big check. So we can convince people actually. We have so much of good philosophy. We can always convince people whatever appeals to them, and then they may become favorable. Okay. Does that answer your question?
Sorry, bro, I lost in between. My network got this.
Oh,
So, it's
difficult to
okay, bro.
repeat.
That's okay. I'll just share it. Second.
Maybe what I can do is I'll record it after the class and send to you.
Yeah, bro. Bro, just adding to this, only one question, bro. Sorry. Listen. Bro, like most of the times we say, even if they're not at all showing interest, this thing, whatever act is performed, basically we say that, at least they will get some Agnartha Sukriti at least. So I heard this quite often that, a devotee should be there, in such a way that at least, they will not be interested in all the activities, spiritual activities, but at least we should do it in such a way that at least they will get some Agnartha Sukriti. So how does it, how can we understand this much better way?
What it means is that person should, at least if he has a feeling, I'm not able to do it directly, but let me support this movement because this movement is composed of so many good devotees. Then that's okay. But not harass that person. It's like, you eat up 1 hour and this fellow will discuss it. No, don't eat my head, take money. That's ridiculous. That's not considered mode of goodness, charity. Well, next time it will come, he may tell his secretary and tell him, don't allow me to enter in my office only. So he may become like, he may further go away from Krishna.
Okay.
So we should try to engage him in service in such a way that he comes closer to Krishna, not goes away from Krishna.
So which means any activity before performing, without relationship, we should not do anything. Does it? Can we understand like that?
Main thing is, you should help a person to come closer to Krishna.
Okay.
Whether it's charity, education, healings, anything. That's the prime quality. When we are going out, whether we are doing fund collection, you are doing some business dealings or anything, on behalf of temple, if we are doing it, we have to see that it's a preaching endeavor. And preaching endeavor means that one is helping a person to come closer to Krishna. It's like, we have 56 books, instead of 54, you give 55 items. Krishna will be happy. Not that we have 56 items out of disgust that charity has come. So then that should not be there. So at least our devotees should not do like that. They'll now create a favorable environment, they give. They may not understand philosophy. At least they should understand that these people are good people and I can't become like them. But at least I should support them by giving charity. Oh.
Okay, bro. Yeah, bro. Thank you.
So, Paramananda Rajkumar. You're not audible. I'm not able to hear. Others are able to hear him?
No, very low, very, very low.
No voice at all.
Maybe you can connect to...
Yes, bro. Now, bro.
And now it is audible, yes.
Okay. Prabhu, what about giving charity on the name of our parents or ancestors who are passed away? So, if we give charity on their names, will it work in this Kali Yuga? I say, suppose if you want to do charity on their names, so any procedure are there? Say, suppose we want to donate Bhagavatam on the Bhadra Purnima day. So, if we do donation or charity on their names, will it work or will it go to that particular person? So
yeah, we can it can benefit that person, certainly. We can ask the devotees to bless him.
So just by prayers, so by saying their name, so no any specific mantras we have to chant for giving charity for that particular person.
See, generally mantras are there.
But we don't know all the time. We are not expected to remember those mantras, no, bro. So
even if you know mantras, you should chant the mantras. If you don't know the mantras, then just give like that. At least because blessings of devotees, they will act.
Okay.
blessings and prayers of devotees are very, very powerful.
Yes, bro. Now we actually during Ekadasi also we used to hear some stories. So because if you do some Ekadasi tapasya, and after this tapasya, if you donate that particular tapasya to your ancestor, they will be elevated to hell to heaven or hell to Goloka also they will go. So is it will it right, Prabhu? So it will work.
Yeah, so they will be elevated, but main thing is we should do it for the purpose of, because it is going to please Krishna.
Okay.
And for them also, if we please Krishna, they will get benefit. See, there is a karma kanda view, there is a Vaishnava view. From karma kanda view, there's a punya and pap and things going here and there. Devotee don't have to be much concerned about that. We should be more concerned about whether they are getting blessings of Vaishnavas, they are getting blessings of Krishna, Radharani, Acharyas. So if they are getting that blessing, their blessings are very powerful. So they will get a spiritual benefit by that.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, Manjunath.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Generally, as part of individual devotee purification process, we used to give purification amount every month to the center, right, Prabhuji? So is that also considered as a charity or something else? Or is it both are synonyms?
It's a charity, but it's more of a service.
Okay. So it is not a, okay. So I can't understand like this as a charity, right, Prabhuji? I can't understand that as a charity.
See, main thing is for devotee, they don't discriminate. Praner arthir dhiyavaja, from by we give our life to Krishna, we give our money to Krishna, we give our intelligence to Krishna, we give our words to Krishna. So for devotees, while we were discussing middle 6th chapter, we were discussing that devotee doesn't think that he has existence separate from Krishna. So that's why for devotees, whatever record they give, it's not that this is mine and giving to Krishna. No, I belong to Krishna, my money belongs to Krishna.
Okay. So charity means, okay, sorry, please go on.
See, charity, sometimes when people give charity, they give a charity, okay, this is my money, I'm giving for a higher purpose, I'm giving for Krishna or I'm giving for someone. But for a devotee, actually speaking, the concept of devotees, I belong to Krishna, my money belongs to Krishna. So then whatever needed, I'll do that.
Okay, then we heard the purification process, that amount, the word, what exactly that, can you explain, Raju? Purification process, what exactly mean that actually?
When we say purification, purification is purification from lower modes and purification from material entanglement. But ideally speaking, devotees don't do it for even for purification. That's the highest standard. Highest standard is we do it because Krishna is pleased. So whatever I can give to my Krishna, I will give whatever is possible for me. Makes sense?
Yeah, yeah, I understood, Prabhuji, but still there is a thin, maybe lack of understanding between. Charity means we give to other Vaishnavas, other material people, that I understood. Is that correct, Prabhuji? Charity we give to others, who others means like it can be a devotee.
I'm not talking about definition of charity.
Okay. No, for the better understanding, I'm asking this clarification, Prabhuji.
See, what I'm talking about, what consciousness one should give away things. When devotees give away things, they don't give it, oh, it is a charity, I will get purification. When devotees give charity, the consciousness is, it's my way of serving Krishna. That's all. What if, my Krishna will have, nice ornaments? What if all devotees, they will have nice prasad, Krishna prasad. Krishna will enjoy so many nice different types of varieties of prasad if I give charity to temple. So then that is like, no, we want to please Krishna. It's not more of a karma kanda. Oh, if I give charity, then I'll get 10 inch of spiritual advancement. That's more of a karma kanda mentality. What happens is we post karma kanda mentality in devotion service. So the consciousness of the devotees, they don't worry so much. Like many devotees are asking about, in this will we get karma, in this will we get piety, what about this, what about that? Don't hell with all these things. Being a devotee, we should be more worried about whether Krishna is pleased or not pleased. So whatever required, we do it to the best of our capacity. Prana, Arte, Dhiya, Vacha, all these four. I can't hear you.
Oh, sorry, I was on mute on the headphone speaker. Sorry. You just mentioned Praner Arte. Can you tell that again? Any sloka reference? What is the sloka reference for that?
It begins with Etavadijan Safalyam. Dehi nami hai dehisu. Praner Arte Dhiya Vacha. So this verse is Krishna is glorifying trees and saying that these trees are so charitable that they have given this serve everyone with by their life.
Oxygen.
Prana, Arth means money, Dhiya means intelligence, and Vacha means words. So one should offer all these four things to Krishna.
Okay.
So one who does that, Krishna says they are worth calling living entities. Janma Safalyam, such people, their life is successful. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Harish.
Okay, we had a lot of discussion. Uday Kiran Prabhu, I don't know your network is good or not. I would.
Hare Krishna, bro. Now it is okay, bro.
Okay, ठीक है. You can ask.
Yes. Yeah, Prabhu. There is a so while doing we need to charity someone. So there is a needed to permission to higher authority or Siksha Guru or Diksha Guru. So there is a any there mentioned in Shastras.
They have to be done according to Guru Sadhu Sastra. So what we understand is
in the purpose of Bhagavan. So in the purpose of Bhagavan Seva only.
See, I would say simple thing is what it's more of an organizational aspect than a spiritual aspect. So what happens is in an organization, now your spiritual authority, your guru or someone, they want to use money in a particular service. And that's okay. That's good. Because the concept is that Guru knows how to serve Krishna better than we know. So then he wants to use fund in a particular way, we can spend in that way. Okay. We can't hear you.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you.
Okay, I could hear now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, Sarojini Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Now you said, no, Prabhu, for each and every activity, we should not think too much about. We should think whether it pleases Krishna or not. In that also, we may have some doubts whether my activity is pleasing Krishna or not. In that case, what are the best way that we clarify? For some activities, we directly know because it's directly related to spiritual thing. Like, for example, he says giving Bhagavad Gita, giving prasadam. Other than that, if there is a doubt in ourselves whether my activity is pleasing Krishna or not, how can we refer, or what should we do in that case?
Guru Sadhu Sastra. If it is given in scripture, there is no doubt about it. Otherwise, you can discuss with our Siksha Gurus or Diksha Gurus, whoever is available to us. And then we try our best actually. Main thing is Krishna sees the intent. So if we are asking from Guru Sadhu Sastra, understanding things, trying our best to understand, and then we give charity. So later on, even letter is turned to be wrong also. But Krishna sees that at least we have tried. The intention Krishna accepts. Okay. Like in case of Amrish Maharaj, it turned to be wrong in the term heater of water and so sastrically speaking, he was right. But then Durvasa Muni became angry. You may say, hey, Prabhu, it was right. Then why did Durvasa Muni had to become angry and no curse him? Krishna was pleased with the intent. That's why Krishna protected him. So it's not more about details, it's more about our intent.
So whatever we do or whatever we perform any activity, our intention should be pleasing Krishna. Even if sometimes there is fault, but our intention should please Krishna. Our activities may sometimes go wrong or may not fall in place with the thing. Sometimes unavoidably or unintentionally.
How to please Krishna is given Guru Sadhu Sastra. By Guru Sadhu Sastra, we understand what is trying to please Krishna. And if that intent is there, then we work hard for it. After that, we do something, let us say details are wrong. Krishna doesn't worry about it. Hari. Now there are people who are seekers of Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan. What about them? So Krishna speaks now. Okay, 22 first we have to read this. Adesa kale yad danam apatre bhyasadiyate asatkritam avegyatam tattam samudahitam. Please read.
And charity performed at an impure place, at an improper time, to unworthy persons, or without proper attention and respect, is said to be in the mode of ignorance. Hare Krishna.
Already we had discussed, like you give in a front of a liquor house to a drunkard, and improper time. So then that is considered mode of ignorance. Now Lord will tell about how the purpose of all this charity, austerity, etc. Om Tat Saditi Nirdeso Brahmanastri Vedasmita Brahmanastin Vedascha Yagascha Vihita Pura. Please read.
From the beginning of creation, the three words Om Tat Sad were used to indicate the supreme absolute truth. These three symbolic representations were used by Brahmanas while chanting the hymns of the Vedas and during sacrifices for the satisfaction of the Supreme.
So Brahmanas would generally chant this Om Tat Sat. So then now Krishna will explain the meaning of each and every word. Tasmad Ometi Udahiritya Yagya Dana Tapa Kriya Pravartante Vidhanokta Satatam Brahmavadina. Please read.
Therefore, transcendentalists undertaking performances of sacrifice, charity, and penance in accordance with scriptural regulations begin always with Om to attain Supreme.
Yeah. So this three words Om Tat Sat indicate Brahman. So they have been revealed by the Smritaha, means sages. Sages have explained that. And Om is known for as the name of Brahman. Om basically refers to that Supreme. And Hare Krishna Mahamantra expands as Om because Om is generally acceptable by everyone. That's why Lord purposefully holy name expands as Om. Tat is a designation basically. Designation, the one who is the cause of the universe. Om Tat Sat. I am doing it for that Om Tat Sat. Okay. And Sat is defined in Shruti as that which is eternal. That I am doing that activity, this activity like charity, penances, etc. for that Supreme and for eternal benefit, not for temporary benefit. So that's why great sages who are transcendentalists would chant Om Tat Sat, because they don't want pun and pap. So they don't worry about other things. So they want to do it for the purpose of pleasing that Supreme. Sad eva Saumyam Atra Asit, given Chandoga Pustak. So these sacrifices, Vedas, they were all created in the ancient times by Brahman himself. Brahman means certainly Krishna, but then from his effulgence all these things came out. So Om Tat Sat, the sacrifice, austerities, charity, etc. It is uttered by seekers of transcendental realm, because they want to do everything for the pleasure of their Supreme and for eternal benefit. For devotees, I would say, it would transform into saying, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. We speak after Mangalachar. That means I don't deserve any credit. All credit goes to the Guru, all credit goes to the Vaishnavas. So I am doing everything for their pleasure, not for any of my pleasure. So same thing as that Om Tat Sat. I will complete, then I will take questions if we have time. Tat iti anvisandhaya phalam yagyatapa kriya dan kriya sa vividaha kriyante moksha kanchevi. Please read.
Without desiring fruitive results, one should perform various kinds of sacrifice, penance, and charity with the word Tat. The purpose of such transcendental activities is to get free from material entanglement.
Yeah. So Tat basically means that for that Omkar, we are doing everything. So Tat iti udaharitam. So from the previous verse, we understand that they perform charity, etc. without seeking results. It's not for me. It's for whom? It's for his pleasure only. It's for the pleasure of Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan. It's not for my pleasure. So in this way, this word Tat is used. Now Sat is given in 26-27. Sadbhave sadhu bhave cha saditi etat prayujyate prasaste karmani tatha sat shabda parth yujyate yagye tapasi dane cha sati sat iti uchochate karma chaiva tat arthiyam sat iti eva vidhiyate. Please read.
The absolute truth is the objective of devotional service, and it is indicated by the word Sat. The performer of such sacrifice is also called Sat. As are all works of sacrifice, penance, and charity, which, true to the absolute nature, are performed to please the Supreme Person, O Son of Prita. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So Sat means basically eternal. Here it indicates Brahman. So Brahman is present in the most excellent or auspicious things. It should be used in all auspicious activities, whether material or spiritual. So Sad Bhave means it refers to Brahman, and Sadhu Bhave means it refers to devotees. So we are doing it for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna. As good as that. Guru, Krishna, Vaishnavas. So Krishna is also called Sat. Satyavitam Sat Param Tri Satyam Sattasya Yonem Nihitam Cha Satya Sattasya Satyam Rita Satya Netram Satyatmikam Tam Saranam Prapanna. In Garbha Stuti, all the demigods called Krishna as Satya. Satyavritam. Whatever Vrata, vow you take, it is going to be true. Satya Param, you are Param Satya. So like that, they call him by, I'll not explain the whole verse, it will take 5 minutes. But Krishna is called Satya there. Similarly, devotees are also, asuna devotees also called Sat. Satam prasangam mavavir samvido bhavanti hit karna rasayana katha tadjo sanata sapavarga vartamani shraddha ratir bhaktir anukramashati. So Satam prasangat. So that asuna devotee is also called Sat. Sat means basically eternal. Devotees are eternal, Krishna is eternal, the relationship is eternal, devotion service is eternal. So in this way, one understands that I am doing all these things for eternal benefit, not for temporary benefit. So Sat is situated in sacrifice, in which all the goals culminate in transcendence. So anything done for the service of that Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan, like cleaning the temple, etc., is called Sat. Eternal activity. Bhakti, all activities of Bhakti are Sat. They all are eternal activities. So Sat. And then finally, we'll read this one verse, and then if you have time, we can take questions. Asradaya hutam dattam tapas taptam kritam chayat asat iti uchyate partha na cha tat pret no iha. Please read.
Anything done as sacrifice, sorry, charity or penance without faith in the Supreme, O son of Pritha, is impermanent. It is called Asat and is useless both in this life and next. Hare Krishna.
So whatever oblation, charity, austerity, action is performed is temporary asats. If it is performed without Shraddha, without faith, somehow you are doing, you don't have faith. So faith is like very important thing, aspect here. If there is no faith, whatever oblations are offered are actually not offered. Whatever charity is given is not given. Whatever austerity is performed is not performed. And whatever done is actually not done. So everything is asats. So na preta na iha. So at least basic platform of faith is there. Then one does these things in mode of goodness, one gets benefit in mode of goodness. Mode of passion, mode of passion, mode of ignorance, mode of ignorance. But when things are done for the pleasure of that Supreme, Om Tat Sat. Again, reviving. Om means that Supreme Lord. Tat means for him, for that Supreme, indicating that. And Sat means eternal benefit. But I am doing everything for Krishna's pleasure and for eternal benefit, not for any temporary benefit. So that's why anciently people would chant Om Tat Sat for indicating Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan. And for devotees, we also chant all glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to Guru and Gauranga. So then that is the mood in which transcendentalists and especially devotees are supposed to do charity, austerity, penance, etc. So what I was speaking to Manjunath Prabhu, this is exactly what Krishna is speaking. And devotees don't worry about so many other things. They worry about that is pleasing Krishna or not pleasing Krishna. Okay, Sita Ram Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Prabhu, we understand that Om refers to the Supreme Lord, but for the demigods, when you do Archana or something like that, we prefix Om for every mantra when it is done. So how do we understand that?
That Om is actually name of Lord Vishnu, because unless until one purifies one tongue by chanting the name of Vishnu, other mantras don't work. That's why Hare Krishna mantra doesn't have Om. Why? It directly Krishna's name only. But for people who are not Krishna's devotee, you tell them to chant Krishna's name, they will not chant. So that's why Hare Krishna mantra has expanded as Omkar, where it is Vishnu's name only, Krishna's name only, but it is not directly showing that it is Krishna's name. So then people don't mind chanting Omkar. So Omkar purifies the tongue, then other mantras will work.
Okay, okay, bro. Hare Krishna. Understood.
So this is exactly which I think Kritu Rishi, as far as I remember the name, he spoke to Vrishbhanu Maharaj. So Vrishbhanu Maharaj was worshipping Katyayani for getting a daughter, but nothing was working. So then this Muni said that only if you purify your tongue by chanting name of Krishna, other mantras will work. That's why you should start chanting Hare Krishna mantra. That is where Hare Krishna mantra comes. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Many people say where it is given in the scriptures. There it is given. And by chanting Hare Krishna, Vishwanu Maharaj gets Radharani as his daughter. So unless and until one chants Vishnu's name, nothing will work. There are some foolish people nowadays, they are promoting that don't chant Om Namah Shivaya, just chant Namah Shivaya. Nothing we look at by chanting Namah Shivaya. Even if you want to please Lord Shiva, you have to chant Omkar first. So Om is like something which is Krishna. Okay, so we'll end here. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki, Shilpa Path ki. So we'll start with chapter number 18 next class.